things, and the Aatrox has been the bog standard choice. That's been the one that everyone's been going towards, mainly Zeus, and finding a bunch of success. As Nongshim, they're going for late game. They don't have a lot of range, and they can wombo combo. Let's see what happens as we jump onto the Rift.
But the absence of information is information in itself, so FearX not seeing him on that will be clued up to some regard, but definitely can throw them off if you see him kind of wander around and dodge away for the Raptors for the time being. This is one of the big changes that Rakan got a while ago that just makes him so obnoxious. It's like you hit one Q and you're good to go.
That's a flash from Sylvie. Execute, he's flashing away, but they really want this seafood, and there is the crash down. First blood goes to Jiwoo. They invested a bunch of summoners, but they got their prize.
Yeah, absolutely worth it. And they get the flash from the Nami, so definitely a chance to punish that again going forwards. But the timing was perfect. The wave spot.
Teleport back, has a sword and a red thing, and oh dear. Execute may, oh dear, is this, did we, okay. That's two quick ones here for Jiwoo. And we've seen two sides of Execute, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen the one, lane with fire, clear, almost missed that. I got a little bit afraid of the zoom in.
That's lane losing the mental damage that can
100%. That's a flash. Dundun immediately going to flash as well as Clear. With his ulti activated, Dundun going to do the same here. I don't know whether he wants this. As there it is, Clear locks it down. Fiesta also unable to avoid the clockwork wind-up finish of him. Both solo laners from FearX just get them back in the game. Sylvie coming over, they're looking for this. Yeah, Peter closing in as well. I really like that. Flash to come forward, and the Magnus Storm comes in. Good shockwave, but it's not going to be enough. The soldiers come forward, and it's Fiesta that locks that one down. So 4-2, now in favor of Nongshim as far as these kills are concerned. It does feel a little bit like Nongshim are getting some kills, but control of each lane is still there for FearX. Peter, of course, may have gone back with Jiwoo. That's probably what he was expecting, but instead rotates up. And once again, he's down here, gets into this bottom lane. There's the quickness onto both Henna and Execute. That bubble, though, just extraordinary as Execute looking to try and keep himself safe. Henna also going to be able to flash to safety, and now the cavalry is on their way. Ward is down. They knew that this was happening. Wind becomes lightning, and Peter will survive. They managed to make it far enough, but at least this wave will be dealt with. Sylvie going to be able to do that rel thing where he takes stuff away from people, and Willa doesn't like it. Shockwave does come forward. Magnet Storm in response. There's circles everywhere as Emperor's Divide just says, out of here, Willa. Dundun might be in trouble. Willa going to start tanking the turret, but he can actually do so. Heals up very nicely, and yeah, Dundun, he has flash. He uses it, but he is still dead, and this time Will is going to be able to make it out, so no casualties underneath that turret. Should mean that this Drake does go to Nongshim. Willa is now just moving towards the rest of these bubs. That might be where we see the next fighters. That's a flash forward from Clear, and Dundun is just dead. This is the Clear that we were waiting to see. This is the guy that was carrying DRX and Challenger in half of their games, him and Peach together. Yep, Sylvie comes on over to clear out the control ward there as well as the junglers face off. And yeah, of course, Will is going in. That's a shockwave, that's a Magnus Storm, and now Emperor's Divide manages to catch closer. Sylvie dives on top of him and they take down the Orianna. Will is trying to get in there though, and he is going to be able to do so. And now Fiesta, he doesn't have that ult, and Willer, I think, could have just kept auto-attacking, but instead, Fiesta is going to walk away, and they will just leave 1-for-1. So, jungler on the ground as well as mid laner. Possibly a trade up here for Nongshim. Do you think Fiesta will survive?
Well, I think you get the tower, I think you put up your own tower, and then I think you hope for the best.
Well, Emperor's Divide going to be used here as Fiesta moves ever closer to the enemy base. That flash was a flash of all time, and he's going to be taken down. Dundun now in trouble. Infernal Chains do work out, but the Tidal Wave is going to come in. Execute just straight up missing the bubble. It doesn't matter, though, as another kill happens towards the mid lane. Peter is just dead. Not sure how that one happened, but nice work, Hannah.
You don't get the value from the healing, you just die.
Yeah.
You just run out of health before you really can buy more time, and this kind of feels like one of those situations where Clay can just one-shot Dundun, basically.
And this is also, oh dear. Okay, Jiwoo gonna have to use the Feather Storm this time. That's why he saved it. That is gonna keep him alive, and now Clear looking for that flank angle. We'll be able to get it. The recall does come in, does a fair bit as Fiesta is committed to side laning, and he will be able to take down this outer. And they do keep the mid alive as well somehow. All right.
And then fifth item,
Sojin or something. As Jiwoo going aggressive. Tidal Wave going to be following him, gets the knock-up as Magnet Storm will answer here, and everyone piles on top of Hannah, but he flashes. Emperor's Divide goes wide, and now Clear is looking for this counter-strike, but the team calls him off. And he is going to say, all right, you will live this time around. Willa now looking for his opportunity. Closer comes in. There's the shockwave. And Sylvie's in trouble. He's trying to crash his way out of it. They get on top of Hannah, but have they dealt with the problem? No. Clear has not taken damage yet, and look at them. They are getting pulverized. Dindin takes one, but maybe that was a mistake. They've reset the gold for Clear to pick up as he puts him in the ground as well. 7, 1, and 2 on this Jax. Just wanting to make sure he's got a bit of magic resist, a bit of armor. Feeling fantastic. If he goes back with like 200 gold, he'll be able to finish a Frozen Heart because it's so cheap. And Jiwoo's, he's going to Feather Storm and then he's dead. The W is dumb damage here with just how fed he is. And Sylvie is also going to die. That's Henna picking up that kill. Fox, if you'd like to, you can go grab yourselves a Baron. You can also walk up the mid lane and possibly just win. There is just no end to the amount of control that they have, and he might get it if he full sacrifices, and he will. The turnaround was actually kind of cute. Tidal Wave going to come in, he avoids it. We can see the minimap, so we can see the fact that Dundun is dead, even if he doesn't think he is just yet. He is just yet dead.
Yeah, so I said I didn't think he'd get that because I assumed he would try and avoid dying, but
no. This be Dundun.
Yeah, no, it's an A-round, it doesn't last that long.
Yeah.
But he was working on it, he was doing his best.
Yeah, he was ready for that game to go late.
Yeah.
As Closer could be in trouble. There's a Flash Emperor's Divide, and Shockwave going to find a couple of them. Fiesta now in trouble, but able to offer a fair bit of damage back. Oh, almost commeted to death. That was pretty cool. Meanwhile, Clear is doing the winning the game problem. Must make sure. If he gets another kill, he's legendary though, and that is pretty impressive here for Clear.
Oh no.
As Crashdown comes in, there is no Jax in this fight, and Fox still haven't actually been touched. Yeah, there's the Shockwave. It does find Peter, and that was a really cute little flash there from Willa. Gets him over to the other side, but Nongshim, they are scattering. Let's not do the zoom out because we want to talk about this 4v4. This could be an interesting one as Jiwoo taking so much damage. Yes, the Nexus is dying, but that's fine, that's fine. Here, we're back here. Fiesta also, wow, that was obscene. Continuing to scale is Closer. Back to this then, I guess. As Clear is underneath 2 Nexus turrets and taking next to no damage.
I feel like it's more interesting. We don't watch what's happening.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Pan over to him just whacking the Nexus. Yeah, I think that's kind of the beautiful thing with Jax. You can't really go that wrong with builds.
Aiming should play Jax. Crashdown going to be used here by Sylvie to get himself out of here. And here comes Clear. And we're going to try this team fight once again. As look at them. He was in amongst 4 people. Look, oh my goodness, he went down to half health. That's crazy, but he's got his Zhonya's. And Nongshim, they did manage to get a kill here, and now Clear's going to have to get out.
You have to back away?
Yeah, he does so. And Shockwave going to be used on a single target, and Fiesta able to get himself away from this one as well, but there's no cooldowns left remaining.
In terms of dealing with the Jax, 5 is like...
That's
not 5, that's 3.
Yeah, Leap Strike going to be used. Shattering Strike connects here. And can they actually kill him is the question. In comes Fiesta, throws him back forward, but he has the counter-strike back up and available once again. Henna trying to get these autos, but there's the kill onto the Jax. They take down the Azir in response, but killing the Jax, I thought was going to be impossible for the entirety of this game, and they achieved it. Nongshim pulling the impossible out of nowhere. 6 items now completed here for Henna, and I do really like the item build, the full crit style. We'll be able to do a fair bit of damage. And all that employed onto Fiesta, who's going to get shot. Oh no, Jiwoo! He stepped in just the edge and is taken down. Oh, you can see, even though it's the champion doing the walking, I saw the guilt in the stride of the Shuriman Emperor as he was making his way out. Closer saw him as the target, and it's Jiwoo that pays the price. Yeah, that is just a hair's breadth away. Closer teleports back in. They managed to take down the last inhibitor turret. This is close to 40 minutes, this game, even though it does feel like Fox have had a huge lead for the majority. Going to be able to close in on this last inhibitor, though, and it's just Nexus turrets in the way.
As soon as triple inhibit has gone down,
Magnet Storm, that air really took a beating. Unfortunately, now they don't have a pretty pivotal ultimate for this base defense. Dindin loses his Edge of Night as well as Clear, just looking for that moment, looking for that opportunity. The poke damage flying forward. every time Closer throws this orb around, it is doing massive damage. As the first Nexus turret does go down, Clear is going to teleport back in. They find the knock-up, but Willer is just going to split the fight. Now Clear dives in. He's got his Zhonya's already prepared. A shockwave onto it too. Both bottom laners taking so much from that one. Dundun trying to be the valiant hero here for Nongshim, and they are standing their ground. They are surviving at least, but their Nexus is getting torn apart, and in goes Clear again. I just don't think this is going to be enough. There's the shuffle. They do manage to pick up Henna, but look at this. Some free time with an Nexus, and down it goes. FearX will take game 1. And Dundun is being at least considered for the jungle. Oh, love it. There it is. It's the Closer special. Really, really cool. So let's jump onto the Rift here for game number 2, see how it works.
I'm glad we're seeing Execute on a engaged champion, though. I feel like his worst performances have been on like Enchanters, and Ghost is kind of just going to get Henna out of here. But, you know, a little bit of a chunk, Burner Summoner. It's not the most impactful, but definitely a positive. Just Peter getting a good angle there with the Q from the Tom Kench. Oh!
Whoa! Flashes everywhere as Colmy's getting welcomed to the Rift in the worst way possible. He is really dead, and that is not the way that you wanted to see it go down. Execute is the one that picks up the kill, so that is suboptimal. But sharing around a bunch of that assist gold. And Nongshim, it felt like they had pressured them out.
Colmy instantly just backs off like, nah, I've seen this before, I am not interested.
This is where the pause comes in. He's like, oh, I'll deal with it until level 3, and then we out. Speaking of out, that's not Sylvie. He's in this bottom lane, and Execute and Henna are in trouble. There's a teleport to the bottom lane as Closer's like, I want this one, and already Sylvie's dead. But at least they didn't give a kill to the Aurelia. Now Colmy, remember, doesn't have Flash, and Will is just going to flash on top of him, and he's dead.
Wow.
Huh.
Well, at least the Aurelia doesn't have a kill.
True. He does have the wrong skin, so technically they should lose this game, but they're not doing a very good job of that.
Yeah. At least I'm pretty hyped over that one. This is the right side. We get the one bonus one in playoffs, but it's a realistic outcome. Oh.
Colmy again in a little bit of trouble here as Closer's diving in. Grand Entrance is going to miss, and there is the Abyssal dive. Sylvie coming on over, finds some decent damage, and Execute should be taken down here. Sylvie grabs that kill, and Closer is able to limp away. Nice play here from Nongshim. Good reactive work in the mid lane. So that's certainly good, but now he's going to get stunned, and this could just be it. There's the ulti from Closer. Sylvie, he comes forward. That's a cute little flash, as now Colmy's walking the wrong direction, and the W comes through. Harpoon lands onto Sylvie as well. But I think Closer might just be happy with this.
And you can see that coming out here. Very nice that we're getting the point of view. Yeah, lands the initial stun, goes for the ult, and then sees that the Viego is coming, flashes the stun again, and then gets the W and the auto to finish off.
Oh, that's very clean. The fact that he sees him charging the Q, so he's well prepared to get that flash off, and then, oh, we're seeing it again. Alrighty. Doesn't have ulti this time.
Now it's, you know, I said before he had to do so much work to get the solo kill and TP back in. He just got back to lane.
Well, they're going to look for another stun. They don't find it there. Sylvie dives in. Good knock-up on the Tom Kench is now Willa. He finds an equalizer, and Peter, he is just burning down. Shockwave is used. It just doesn't really do anything. And now Closer's looking for even more. The W is channeled. They do turn on him, and he should be taken down as Jiwoo turns up to save the day.
You can't just do what you want in this lane.
Yeah.
If you auto me, I will kill you.
And all right, Execute looks for the Grand Entrance, and he'll find it here. Jiwoo is by himself, and Execute tanks the turret, and one more hit, and Henna locks it down. Beautifully played.
Yeah, just kind of not there. No other way to phrase it.
Willow is spotted, and now Closer could be in a bit of trouble. Shockwave does come down, but he was channeling the W. We'll see whether that keeps him alive, as there's the Equalizer Vanguard's Edge combination. Peter going down very, very low, and this time he will die. Sylvie tries to get the Heartbreaker for the Execute onto Closer. It doesn't work out. Wouldn't have done enough damage anyway, and Jiwoo is running up, throwing zaps left and right. It's not really going to do too much. So now, second Drake of the game should go over to FearX. It's a bit set.
Yeah, I think it's kind of situational with the Aurelia, where you can really lean into different builds.
Wit's End is a pretty good option into a fair bit of magic damage, but it is really just Colmy that he's dealing with there. Probably Dindon in a side lane that he'll have to worry about, as that is the Featherstorm now that's going to be used. And Execute going to try and stop Colmy from coming on over. FearX really not pulling the trigger though, as now Dundun trying to get in position for a Gnar, but that Gnar bar is dwindling, and FearX know that they can just fight.
Execute still has ult on this flank. Like, you can see Call Me trying to zone him away, but if Execute gets in here, it could be massive.
Yeah, Call Me does find a dissonance. Doesn't really do too much here to Execute, though, as the Rift Herald is going to be secured, and now Execute looks for it. Goes for that engage. Closer, wanting to find the opportunity. Doesn't get there, though. Vanguard's Edge just hits the wind, and now Clear is going to pay for their sins. Does try to get out, but it's not going to work. It's Sylvie that locks up the kill on the Cassante, and now Willa is running. Execute, can you actually stop this? Oh, that's a decent little attempt, but he may still die. Never mind, blast cones exist. Shout out to Valdez there, who probably feels fantastic about that one being used to break up the team fight. They just don't go for the Herald, and they look for it. Colmey's dead. He's really big time dead. Big time dead. Not sure about that one, Atlas. Let's think about our words a little bit more in the future. But I'll have some opportunities there.
Accurately?
Yeah.
That was big time dead.
Yeah, he was really dead. And Henna really flashed. Super Mega Death Rocket comes on forward as well, and that is going to be Abyssal Dive, picking up the kill there by Peter. So Nongshim answering back nicely here. But if they can actually deal with her, then that's... well, Call Me is not really dealing with too much here, as Clear is just doing Cassante things. Find Q and back to the mini wave.
Well, you remember I was talking about the 1-3-1 being an issue.
Because Call Me is in the bottom lane, and Jiwoo is trying to take down this turret. Execute going to block a Super Mega Death Rocket by accident. And Nongshim
on purpose.
Yeah, they grab themselves this outer turret in the mid lane. There's a flash forward from Executor. Sylvie will get charmed, but there's the eat from Peter. Teleport to come in, and now Nongshim, a re-engage possibility as well. As Executes the target, they will take him down. Beautifully played now. Dundun on the flank angle. Not a lot of Narbar, but he's building it. And Henna just destroyed. All right, Nongshim. They just stand their ground and say, bring it. And Fox says, well, we'll try, but we won't be able to.
And typically harder to take. Close is stealing away the Gromp there. And the Gnar has been sent to answer.
That was pretty funny. Sylvie's going to have to use the Heartbreaker. Quickness going to come down. There's the Equalizer. Sylvie should just be dead here. That's one Baron taken down. Jiwoo could be in trouble here as Henna. He's not exactly as durable as he wants to be. Execute in a similar boat as the Zap connects onto Willa, but now Closer has made his way in. Clear as well. This kiting from Jiwoo is working out nicely. Super Mega Death Rocket is optimistic. And Fox may have just bought them some valuable space. You can see this Rebel Baron power play is very, very close to the Frozen Heart. As I hold my thought, there's a good engage onto Peter. Equalizer as well, as Jiwoo has to get out of the way of that one. There's the Feather Storm as Henna doesn't get hit by that Super Mega Death Rocket, and now it's Clear and Execute trying to be that front line. Clear also doing some work here, but closes out of the fight. But no, they expose Jiwoo! And it's Clear that does come in. Still very low health bars, and Dundun, is he going to be the savior of this team? That's the question. Willa locks down one kill under Peter, but Dundun, he's finding it, he's doing it, and the wallop comes down. It's a triple for this Gnar, and he might be the savior for Nongshim.
Closer still looking for a window. There's minions there now to dash to.
Yeah. And Execute, oh dear, he just blows up. Not going to find the opportunity to get in there. Looks a little bit silly as he gets stunned immediately. Equalizer not also doing what it wants to do. And Closer keeping his health bar high, but Clear not so lucky. Doesn't find the stun. And FearX just lose 2 members for free. The range advantage just a little bit too high, especially given the state of the game. And now Henna going to get bounced on here by Dundun. The easiest Feather Storm of his life. And Execute going to pay for his sins here as he's trying to get himself out. Equalizer going to be used, and the Super Mega Death Rocket still not landing. That is fine. Clear still finding these Qs, but it just doesn't matter. They're just standing their ground. Shockwave does come in. All Out now down as well here as Clear is trying to stay alive. The Devour going to be used onto Jiwoo as Fox closing in. They hadn't lost anyone for so long, but now these health bars are starting to melt. And now they will bring us to a game number 3. Nongshim! They're back in it, they're back on the board, and the losing streak has been stopped, at least as far as games are concerned.
We've obviously seen like Zeus play it so well. Dundun isn't Zeus, but I think the big thing as well is that we typically see Yone as a counter to Azir, and yes, it's not going to be a lane counter here.
Almost ready to believe. I'm almost there. And here we are, almost into game number 3. Let's do it right now. The Maokai, very different champion to the Rumble. Rumble was Willa having a little bit more fun. This time around, he is going to be on engage duty. As, wow, that's a 7 win
7-0.
streak. Even Morgan.
Isn't that the one win for
Against DRX, yeah.
Yeah. They don't lie.
No. That is a grand entrance onto Henna. Peter getting a lot of work done here. And Willa is just going to spacewalk into this bottom lane. Do some damage towards Sylvie. Actually walks straight on top of the sapling. They get the flash out as well. Nicely played here. A little bit unfortunate.
Move from Sylvie there, walking straight into the rush for the sapling. Went for a little bit of a poke trade.
Yeah, Execute really wanted to kill that ward. He's not going to be able to, and he may just die. Still walking forward, has the Grey health to eat as well, because they know that Henna's there. He's flashing for it, as now Willa's going to come in. The flash comes through. There's a twisted advance. They still have the heal. Oh my goodness, the bait was extraordinary. The sapling not going to quite be enough.
Mind be limited by these archetypes and champion strengths. If you want to 1v1 a Maokai, then do it.
Yeah, no, I'm never going to do that again. Assumptions, it can get you killed. Okay, as there's a knock-up. So we're going to take a fair bit of damage. Peter actually playing very nicely, trying to avoid that. Still, Sylvie is burning, and he's going to have to go home, and he will lose out on his blue buff. Oh no, call me the flash forward! But he has command protect, and that is going to get him out of there, as well as his flash. But I haven't seen an Azir win this matchup in a really long time, and that is a nature's grasp. This series is crazy, man. All right, there's a shockwave. And Closer, he's down to 1 auto attack. And finally, we have a first blood. There we go. Sylvie locks it up, and it looked obvious. And I think if you just turned on the stream, you're like, Atlas, why didn't you know he was going to die? It's Dundun! He's going aggressive towards his top lane, lands another knock-up. The Infernal Chains connect, and he rebinds the soul to go back once again. Ultis exchanged here on the top side, and Dundun, I mean, it's
Knife's Edge.
It's working, man.
Best case scenario. Cannot go better considering how bad the lane state was prior to that. Oh.
There's an Emperor's Divide. Continue.
Yeah, he just didn't appreciate PWing up at his grill.
It's understandable. If you've got an R button, use it. That's what I say. Get your skills on cooldown.
Yep. And then you can use it again sooner.
Yeah. It's about the amount of times you use it per game, not about the effectiveness.
That's called value.
Yeah, there's a quickness, and there's a knock-up, and that's a really dead Azir. Whoa, that's the second one. And now Sylvie's already over here. Execute, able to get out, uses the Abyssal Dive, and Dundun getting out as well. Everyone just snapping around the map.
Looks like they're going to try and find Claire here. If they kill him, they could just take a ton of plates for Dundun, and then the game might be done.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's great. Call me also moving up here. Clear knows what's going on. Dundun going to ult right past the Azir, but there's a shockwave available, and Heartbreaker going to come through. Still, Clear able to get one back, so not exactly the cleanest, as Closer shows up just a little bit late here.
Propane accessories?
Petrol Hydra. Heck yeah. Henna is going to press his hail of arrows, and that is going to get him out of there, as now Dundun getting ulted. Willa comes on in here and has the sapling. Nice little ulti, and he might even be able to get the kill. Oh my god, Dundun's a monster! Can Willa get out with his life? That's the question. They pressed every button, and it wasn't enough.
I have a Closer.
Oh dear. There's the Emperor's Divide from Closer. Gets Call Me out of there, and Closer may still just die.
Yeah, this Azir's not holding up so hard.
Oh man. Still perplexed. See whether that is going to be the case this time around as well. Let's check this out once again. Dundun, the man with the mechanics.
Yeah.
Where's the sweet spot? Where is it? Oh, it doesn't exist. Clear can't find it.
I think he legit just hit every single Q.
Yeah, whilst avoiding every single Q.
Yeah, I mean, really well played. Really well played.
Oh.
You're going to be okay.
This is just ride the Dundun bus, 100%. That's what you want. Willa going to be able to avoid the stun there, as Peter taking so much damage. Call Me comes on over. There's the shockwave. Devour has come through, but can they actually survive is the question. Nature's Grasp comes down. Teleport coming in. The cavalry has been called. The hail of arrows not really going to find too much, and now Dundun, oh, he was going to press it. And he does. He manages to find Closer here and isn't actually pushed entirely out of the way. Still has to flash because the rest of the team's coming over. And now, oh my god, the turn. He may have gone a little bit too far. Or who has? Closer is still alive with sub 100 health, and they'll transition into a dragon. FearX!
Dundun was actually on vision. They knew And he led with the ult. So the problem is, when you E, obviously, you're getting the extra damage. But because he led with his ult, he lost a lot of damage potential on the closer. And he just ends up not quite having enough to the end. The dragon actually aggroing, I think, was what got him killed in the end.
Peter's going to be there.
Yeah, looking pretty on fun for the Xayah. If only they could have not picked Xayah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a battle of the I wish they didn't pick these champions. It's Colmy coming on over. He's an example of a good thing to pick. Wow. Henna is just going to destroy Peter, though. And now the Abyssal Dive going to come in. Colmy just going to walk this one off as best he can. But some low health bars on the side of Nongshim. And Dundun is lying in wait. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway, Shelly coming out. Let's see whether she can finish off this outer turret in the mid lane. Should be able to do so. Jiwoo taking.
That's. Where are you going, man?
The good old-fashioned redirect. Sylvie parks it into the wall.
Right. Well, that's definitely a fail.
That's a lucid. We call that a lucid.
Yeah. That you're not passing
nowadays.
your driving test with one of those.
Yeah.
Silly.
Picking it at all was also a problem, but we're gonna take the wins.
Peter just healed Jiwoo up.
Hey, there we go. And the Drake got quite upset, as now Closer going aggressive onto Dundun. Sylvie finds a stun, but not too much really going to happen afterwards. Chains of Corruption, and Peter has been still for a really long time. This Drake should have been earned here by FearX, and Peter dives in. What the heck? How do you see he's got Guardian? There's no unsealed spellbook in this game? Okay, Peter, I'll take your POG, and we'll move on.
You'd be concerned about Nongshim's chances, especially with that. Oh, no.
I'm starting to be concerned about Willa here, who's going to have to flash, tries to get himself out of the way. Dundun's in there, finds the fate sealed, and that might just be that, but Closer's able to lock down a kill, and that is so much damage. Willa survived for almost too long there as Sylvie going aggressive. Closer down very low and clear. The damage is just too much. He'll pick up a double, and Sylvie will slink away, tail between his legs. And I guess the thing that we're learning is, oh dear, is that perhaps, look at, there was a
Never mind, this champion's great. Oh my lord.
He can construct his own turret? Are you kidding me? That's so unfair.
He can dash and he can kind of go like one way then the other.
Oh, silly. This is busted.
Too strong.
Yeah, I don't know. Bramble Smash, pretty good at dealing with Sylvie here, who takes the majority of his health bar. And
level 16?
Oh, I can feel it. All right, the Nongshim team fight is coming on in. Nature's Grass to come out, though, as FearX, they are offering a lot back, and Sylvie's out of this fight. Dundun also has to vacate. Yep. 3 members left underneath this turret, but Shockwave has to be flashed.
The dragon.
No, but what about in the Nexus turrets, though?
Okay, this seems like a gamble. But they are ahead. They're on a good spot, so it should pay off.
Ooh, they waited for the Chains of Corruption cooldown. They'll get a cleanse for it. And Nature's Grasp going to be used. The first Nexus turret is going low as Peter dives in and gets on top of a Maokai. Oh no! Emperor's Divide swipes them all up. And now Jiwoo and Dundun are the last men standing. And they may not be standing for much longer. Yeah, the dragon doesn't matter if you just kill the Nexus. As Closer is almost just murdered by Execute. I mean, POG is such a weird...